Fuck it, we'll do it live. Okay, we'll do it live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Sir Hunt's Reviews. My name is Mark. And in this video, this live stream, we're going to be talking House of the Dragon. We're also going to be talking about when does the show start. We're going to be the first things that happen in this wonderful, wonderful prequel series to Game of Thrones, known as House of the Dragon. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to check the chat, see all who's typing in that bitch, and then we will start with the content. Or, you know what I mean. So everybody, if you're in the chat right now, go ahead and type so I can give you a shout out. I'm going to shout out the chat. Shout out to Basket Case. She was the first one here. Aaron Smiley. Yuvraj. Aulek. Did I already say that? Aaron Smiley. Yeah, I already said that. Muha Anwar. K3G92. Everybody else that is here that is maybe perhaps not typing in the chat. We will be discussing, in particular, an article from Los Siete Reinos, a couple of posts that I saw on the House of the Dragon subreddit, and then I'll take questions. It's not going to be that long. This is the weekly House of the Dragon live stream. Obviously, I'm sure some of you all saw the one from last week that got deleted. Don't need to talk about that person really well ever. It's funny that video that they still left up that they said they were going to delete has the most views of any of their videos, and they're talking shit about another YouTuber. That's hilarious. Whatever. Delete it. The fuck? All right. Y'all can't even see this. Let's do this. Got the green screen back. Had to pull that bitch out of storage. Looks shitty right now, but I'm going to be getting a new one. The fabric that I'm using lets light pass through it, and that doesn't look the best, but that is the Iron Throne behind me. The throne room. All right, so this is from Los Siete Reinos. I didn't have time to type the description or drop this link in the description, so I'll go ahead and drop it in the chat right now. And I will also try to post this in the description after this live stream has completed. Also, if you're watching this live, the live chat actually replays, so you could click, like if the chat's hidden for some reason, you could click view chat and you'll see the link that I just dropped. I don't know if you can click on it, but that's basically the article I'm in. Okay, so let's see. This is from Javi Marcos, and it says, wraps filming for the first season of House of the Dragon in Spain, which ends today in Lloret de Mar. We have also compiled information about what was recorded on the last day in Caceres and what was previously recorded at Monsanto. We have finally seen Rhaenyra and Baela Targaryen, and quite interesting rumors have emerged. We go with them. So basically, just to sort of summarize the article, they kind of think that, just all the pictures that we've seen come out from Spain and Portugal and some of the other earlier leaks, they think that, there's a few different confirmed moments in the timeline that Hot D will be showing in the first season. That's kind of speculation, but obviously anybody who's read the source material knows, which characters are being seen. And then obviously it's really obvious with Daemon because he's got 3 different hair links. So you can kind of tell they're going to be covering several different moments from the original timeline. But what's interesting is that we don't know how much time. Like, if I had to guess, I would say that most of these, most of the first couple of episodes are probably going to be heavily involved with the younger cast. Like, specifically, there's several different shots of young Rhaenyra, and we got Laenor, and then we haven't seen really any actor that's playing a young version of Matt Smith, but because he was seen around the same time, we can just assume that with the longer hair that he's supposed to be, you know, maybe at the stepstone. Like, it's so fucking hard to tell until that first trailer comes out. But if we were to just sort of look like at some of the events that will 100% happen, the first, judging by the title of this video, we'll just do the first episode. What's going to be the very first event? Well, it's going to be death. We don't know which character, but I know for a fact that the very first episode is going to feature the death of a character. Then we'll learn about them through flashbacks. I thought that it would be interesting if we actually started with the death of Viserys. So not necessarily the first episode we have the crowning of Aegon and Rhaenyra, right? So the black coronation and the green coronation. Not necessarily in the first episode, but that's hinted at. So for the first 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes of the episode, we have everyone around the kingdom reacting to the news of the death of the king, right? So then after that, 20 minutes of, long drawn out shots. We get dialogue between Daemon and Rhaenyra. Maybe that's where they're seen, where they're fucking on the beach, and that's where they hear the news of Viserys. Clearly, Rhaenyra's sleeve is ripped. So the fact that they sort of look off onto the horizon, maybe there's like something that gets lit that signifies the death of the king, right? So that's probably the news they're reacting to. That's the first shot of the episode, in my opinion. We're gonna get like it's hard to explain it, but their reaction to the death of Viserys is a good moment to start the story, right? So then, like, after 20 minutes or so of that, then we go to like a flashback. Then we get to see all these characters when they were younger. This is probably where we'll have that shot from the teaser trailer where Rhaenyra and Viserys are sitting in the throne room, and it looks like the Velaryons are walking up to them. I saw a few people commenting that they were getting like a chilly reception or something. That's not the case. That's just how everyone enters, right? So first impressions are a motherfucker. This is the first time we're seeing the Velaryons, right? So their entrance has to be, memorable. So I think that's more so what's happening here. But I feel like that's going to be the first episode. So the first 20 minutes are going to be everyone reacting to the death of the king. Then that's all we're going to see of the main timeline from the first episode. Then the rest of the first episode will be flashbacks, laying the groundwork for what these characters are like when they were younger. So then in episode 2, when we get maybe 15 or 20 more minutes in the main timeline, we get to see more of what these characters are like. I think that's really what the first season is going to be. Like, the fact that these actresses have been named, the younger versions of them have been named as like, these are series regulars for the first season, makes me think that they're going to have equal amount of screen time to the main cast. And if that's the case, well, then we can kind of get tidbits of the main storyline, 10 to 15 minutes per episode, and then the rest of it's just setting groundwork, right? So we will see how Rhaenyra is a certain way when she's younger, and then whatever decision or whatever action she took in her older version of herself in the main storyline, it'll make more sense, right? So we have 15 to 20 minutes from the main timeline for like the first 3 or 4 episodes. And then the last episodes of the season are mostly in the main timeline with flashbacks to key significant moments. Maybe moments that they didn't show the full version of in the earlier episodes, so that it's like more of a reveal later on. It's kind of hard to tell, like I said, until that first trailer drops. The teaser trailer, most of that footage is probably from the first episode. If that's the case, then maybe we could get because it looks like the grown-up versions of the actresses in the, let me just pull the fucking teaser trailer. Just keep talking about it. It's a good song. Nakamura, I will follow. Okay, no, not playing that fucking audio. That shit got my video banned last time. Forgot what I was talking about. What the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah, here we go. So this looks like the adult versions of the actresses. So that looks like actually Olivia Cook and Emma Darcy. So if that's the case, although it could be the younger version. It's so fucking hard to tell. It's back shots. Like, maybe not. Maybe I think the darker version. Right, it's also the lighting from the trailer. But y'all can see this, right? Yeah. Okay. It's hard to tell. Maybe that is the younger version of them. Maybe this is where Greens versus the Blacks is established. That would make sense. But also, Viserys is known for throwing tourneys. So who's to say this isn't something else? That trailer is coming, right? So one of the rumors that Javi Marcos from Los Siete Reinos is sticking with is that we're still going to get a springtime premiere, right? So if that's the case, they finished filming yesterday. Matt Smith has said they're filming until January. There was a rumor for the casting call of the actor that plays Rhaenyra that he will be needed to film until January. Reshoots. They probably are leaving it open for when they get rough cuts of the episodes, they need to refilm certain things, right? So let's say the director of photography got an amazing shot for episode 6. They want to repeat that shot for episode 7, but they didn't realize that, and now they have to go back and film. That's what I think is being done until January, right? So principal photography, post-production, all of that is actually already started, right? So most of this show is going to be with the main cast. They're going to be grown up. They're going to be on their dragons. That's indoors. So anytime you've seen the older actors outdoors, it's probably in relation to a scene where they're on or near their dragon. And most of their dialogue and most of that actual footage was filmed inside Leavesden. You can't see in that motherfucker. You need X-ray vision. And speaking of X-ray vision, every single member of my Patreon family over on patreon.com/SirHuntsReviews will be sent X-ray goggles. But they only work at Leavesden the third Sunday of every full moon when Mercury is in retrograde, right? But, you know, you join my Patreon, you get a chance to win that. I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, go check it out. Nah, for real. Check that out. Maybe a mod. Drop the link down below in the description. I'm just kidding. All right. So getting back on track here. Oh yeah. And my point with saying that the Javi Marco sticking to that rumor of or like the release date of springtime, he's actually met Ryan Condal. Like he took a couple of pictures with him, and George wasn't there, so he's like holding a Funko Pop figure, which is pretty cool. Not to say that, you know, Condal's been like, hey man, yeah, the show will be out in springtime. Like he definitely didn't say that to him, but it's like this dude has met a bunch of people. He knows Freaky Doctor, who is someone who leaked several of the episodes in the final seasons of Game of Thrones. God damn, my fucking hair keeps getting in my eye. Jesus. But yeah. So there's some credibility to that. Like when he says that he thinks it'll be a spring premiere. I thought it would be like my daughter's gonna be born in April. I thought it would be fucking awesome if my daughter's born in like the same night House of the Dragon. Like that would be insane. But that's been a long running rumor. Mostly before we knew how long filming was gonna last. I will say that Matt Smith said they started in March. We didn't really start getting pictures until I think late March, April. So that's when we knew that they had fully kicked in the swing. This is about the length of time it takes to film a, you know, later season of Game of Thrones. Like I said, most of this shit is with CGI. So even though we've seen filming, we've seen a lot of pictures come out. They're mostly background extra shots, set prop dressing, like all of that good shit. Most of the actual footage that has been filmed, we haven't really seen that much. Like we've seen them filming, but not that much. Most of the shit's been filmed inside. So even though we've seen them filming a bunch and they've been filming for a while outside, they've probably done so much more indoors. Like I haven't seen that much, really, hardly any photos except for when they first started leaking of Emma Darcy, and that was when she was on the beach with Daemon, right? So that was probably the shots that they were filming for the teaser that's going to be included in the first episode. Like I think that'll be the reaction to the death of King Viserys. But it's just, I think most of her scenes are going to be filmed with her dragon. Like in the source material, Rhaenyra is sort of famous for kind of sitting back and letting others play the war for her. That's kind of what kings do. That's king shit, bro. She's like next in line for the Iron Throne. So I did see some people complaining like, oh, Rhaenyra, you fucking bitch. You tell people to do all of this shit, but you won't do it yourself. Well, that's obviously not how Daenerys is. That's not how Daemon's going to be, right? You got to be hands-on. Well, Rhaenyra is a ruling queen, right? Did you see Robert out there? Yes. Did you see the Mad King Aerys out there do it? No. That's what they do. But for this series, obviously she's a strong female lead, so she will be given a more hands-on role. I think if you could imagine Daenerys in episode 3 of season 8, the long night. Speaking of which, make sure you slap a like on this video. The like goal is going to be just 42069, but really as many as possible. You remember with Daenerys is fighting with the dragon glass swords with Jorah at her back? That's going to be Rhaenyra. Not necessarily fighting with sword, but on her dragon. Like, they will add in extra scenes of Rhaenyra doing certain shit, right? So there's several characters that do certain things. Maybe instead... So, like, we could get the timeline manipulated a little bit. Viserys is supposed to fly to Storm's End to go and get the Baratheons to ally themselves behind Rhaenyra. Maybe that still happens, and he dies, right? So we know Aemon kills him at Storm's End. That's really, like, sort of payback for his eye being plucked out, for Aemon's eye being plucked out, right? But it's vicious because he serves the Baratheon girl. He serves his God, it's so fucked up. He serves Viserys' head on a bed of kelp and was like, yo, do you see this motherfucker talking shit? Right? So that still happens, but simultaneously at the same time, I think it was Jacaerys that went up north to go and try to get Cregan Stark to ally themselves with Rhaenyra, right? So maybe instead of that happening simultaneously, something happened. The Viserys at Storm's End happens, but then that the northern timeline gets construed, and maybe Rhaenyra goes with him because of what happened to Viserys, right? So maybe we get to see Rhaenyra in the north with the Starks, a dragon amongst wolves. Like, fucking, that would be amazing for the first season. And it's a manipulation of the timeline, and it does happen early on in the series. And people who don't think that they're going to have a major event like either like, I know it's a lot, but Blood and Cheese or something in the first season, or the taking of Harrenhal, that has to be the major event, because a character dying worked for the first season of Game of Thrones because most viewers didn't see that coming. Now, this story, like, it just, okay, so that's not fair. We'll say the stakes have to be raised. So for the first season of Game of Thrones, having something like the death of Ned Stark, obviously that's what happens in book 1, but having something like the death of Ned Stark was pretty fucking incredible, amazing. They killed the major character for the first season. Most shows will never do that. For House of the Dragon, we had 8 seasons of Game of Thrones, so the stakes have to be raised. So a simple character's death, even if they give Viserys a bunch of lines, their death unexpectedly is not enough. We need something crazy, like having Blood and Cheese, right, at the end of the first season. Like, because it's an adaptation, you can have events that happen before Blood and Cheese happen afterwards, and the pacing is real, right? You can 100% make that work, like, adaptation wise. I think it's completely possible to have one of the bigger events, one of the more tragic events from a dance, sort of manipulated into happening into the first season, especially since we're doing a lot of these time jumps. They could tell a lot more of the story that way, right? So you're not just having all these characters on the same timeline, sort of one thing after the other. You're going back and you're retelling things, and then it makes other things make more sense. I think in this binge watching day and age, like, shows are made to be watched back to back to back. And obviously that was a thing with Game of Thrones, but more so in the later seasons. They knew that, like, binge watching was a thing. So if you try to watch some other shows from back in the day, like Breaking fucking Bad, you get bored as shit, because it's literally 2 or 3 hours of the same goddamn nonsense repeated over and over and over. And yes, they wanted you to pay attention to details, but it's AMC. It's all about money. It's all the fuck they give a shit about. They wanted to draw it out. They were like fucking... The showrunners were like meth addicts with Breaking Bad. They're like, how many episodes can we get? How many times can we repeat the same fucking plot line and have our viewers not get pissed off at us and turn the goddamn TV off? Breaking Bad is awful. It is the worst show of all time. I can't believe people are trying to say that it's better than Game of Thrones. You don't know good TV. Fuck out of here. Maybe it's Sopranos or The Wire or one of those other shows, Lost or whatever, but it's still, no. Breaking Bad had a good ending. Did it? No, it didn't. It was terrible, man. You guys are construing good acting and mediocre writing with a good TV show. They repeated the same fucking plot points over and over again. When they start to dip down into the Mexican cartel and Mexican mafia, there's so many opportunities in that plot line, but they couldn't do it because it's AMC. They wanted to be safe. They thought having Jesse cry and go, bitch, boy, a bunch and over again, that's good dialogue. Fuck out of here. That show is stupid. No, it didn't, John. Let's just agree to disagree. All right. Just kidding. What up, man? This dude makes memes on Twitter. God damn it. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat. Forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, Breaking Bad, how terrible it is. No, it's not. Breaking Bad. It was okay. It's not better than Game of Thrones. Its ending sucked ass. It's the guy, Vincent, whatever the fuck his name, that guy. It's his fault. Don't try to squeeze a 5-season arc into however many seasons it was. King Vaughn is supposedly in House of the Dragon. Can you imagine as a White Walker? Oh man. He dead, bro. Addict Adam, what's up, bro? He's going to be well, I'll wait to announce that. What's up, man? Thank you. Breaking Bad was terrible. It's gonna get this live stream is already demonetized anyway. You know what I want to hear? Or I don't know why Alt Shift X hasn't put in the lyrics to this out yet, because I definitely don't want to play any of this video. But I want to remix this shit. Like I can actually rap. I want to rap the lyrics to this so bad. Like, his iteration is okay, but it's not like a rapper. You know what I mean? He says that. I think he mentions like if you want to remix it or some shit. But no one put the lyrics in the comments. I could rap the shit out of this fucking song. Whatever. Let's get back on track here. Okay, so oh yeah. So what happens in the first episode, just to sort of summarize here, the very first scene is going to be a dragon. Fuck, should I be saying this? Fuck it, HBO. You shouldn't have showed me the trailer. The very first scene in the first... No, I'm just kidding. The very first scene in the first episode is going to be a dragon flying on the beaches of Dragonstone, whooping back and forth. The camera will zoom out, then zoom in, then zoom out, and zoom in. Then the dragon lands. It's Prince Daemon. He hops off of Caraxes, walks up to the beach to Rhaenyra, who's got the few Kingsguard members with her, but they're ultimately in private, right? So it's a secluded meeting. They start making love. The two of them very much have other obligations at this time. It's shown as a Cersei, Jaime Lannister sort of lust, right? So it's not supposed to happen, but they're not twins, so it's kind of okay, right? One of them is the next in line for the Iron Throne, and the other one is pretty fucking close, right? So they can kind of do whatever the hell they want. So that'll be the opening scene, the two of them fucking on the beach. And then they're going to hear maybe bells, maybe a giant fire, maybe the largest fire the North has ever seen, right? Maybe that was a shitty Mance Raider impression, but basically that fire or maybe the bells or whatever. Dragonstone's not that far from King's Landing. I think maybe they'll receive word by having a white raven or something. Like white raven means winter's coming, whatever the fuck. I know that, but I'm saying some sort of symbolic thing happens. A giant beacon is lit. I don't fucking know. Maybe a dragon is flying towards Dragonstone, and it's not someone who's supposed to be there, right? And that person maybe who fucking knows? Maybe it's AEMOND or I don't know, right? But something makes them look off into the distance, and to get like in particular the scene that I'm talking about. Something happens right here that makes them stop fucking. And when they stop fucking, this right here, whatever is going on, she's like, "Come back, Dragon Daddy. I wasn't done yet." And then she's like, "Oh, shit." But you know what's interesting? I wonder who's going to be the dominant one, right? Because Daemon is the rogue prince. You kind of can't really tell him what the fuck to do. Rhaenyra, although she's the realm's delight, she's the princess of Genovia. No, she's the princess of Dragonstone. So the dynamic is going to be interesting. It'll be really interesting. I kind of want to see the two of them have two girls, and like maybe they like, you know, a little bit of fivesome action or some shit. Daemon with 4 women. Oh my god! That's what I'm doing right now. What are you talking about? Maybe that comments. No, she just sent it. What do you mean, the opening scene? Yes, it ended yesterday. Let me pull up this. Los siete reinos. Los siete reinos. Let's try to read it in Spanish. Let's see if I can do that. Oh, well, I already fucked up because I don't know the first word. El rodeja de la primera temporada de House of the Dragon en España, que termina hoy en Loret del Mar. Hemos también recopilado información sobre lo que se grabó en la última jornada en Cáceres y lo producido, I don't know that one, anteriormente en Monsanto. Hemos visto por fin a Reina y Bella Targaryen y han surgido rumores bastante interesantes. Vamos con ellos. All right, that was pretty good, right? Nope, it wasn't. But yeah, so do I? I bet you if I didn't butcher the word so much, like if I cut out all the spaces in between me trying to pronounce it, it would sound better. The opening of House of the Dragon. I'm gonna give it a solid 42 out of 10. The main reason being is because it will be the first time that I have ever watched anything new for Game of Thrones in almost 3 years. So I know I said this for the last season of House of the Dragon. I was basically like, or for the last season of Game of Thrones, I was like, look, Dan and Dave could show the dragon shitting on screen for 8 episodes and we wouldn't give a shit. And it would win all these awards and it would get all these people watching. And although I wasn't 100% right, I also wasn't 100% wrong because it did get millions of people watching. It did win all these awards and it did kind of show dragon shitting on screen for 8 episodes. But no, all that aside, House of the Dragon is a different show. The opening to this series is going to be amazing. Can someone translate this? Yes. There you go. Oh yeah, I do a bad job of it. Let me do this. Winter is coming. They retweet my tweets a lot, and whenever they do, it goes fucking viral. And I try to shout them out in my videos, but I don't do the best job. So this is another source of information. It's winteriscoming.net. They are, an English site. Basically, they do something very similar to Los Siete Reinos. I've actually met this guy, Dan. We met at Con of Thrones, the first Con of Thrones. But yeah, make sure you go check out winteriscoming.net. Go follow them on Twitter, Facebook, social medias. But yeah, so my opinion on the opening of House of the Dragon, I've kind of already discussed what I think the opening scene will be. If I had to, I guess, put a pin on it, so to speak, we have to have death, betrayal, murder. We also have to have titties and dragons. So if they can somehow make an amalgamation of all of that together, 10 out of 10. What's up, Keegan Stephan? What is that? Breaking Bad? How can you defend season 6 through season 8? Those seasons sucks. Well, it's easy. Season 6 and season 7 are my favorite seasons of Game of Thrones. It's really easy when it's your favorite. I don't need to defend it to you, Jim O'Donnell, Jim. Nah, for real. I've passed that. If you don't like it, that's fine. It doesn't affect me at all. And also, me liking it doesn't affect you at all. So I don't need to do that. Yo, if anyone here is a fan of Will Smith, highly recommend checking out his new series, Best Shape of My Life. It's good storytelling. Will Smith, all of his YouTube videos are always like they don't seem genuine. Like, I mean, kind of, but not really. Is this what you're talking about? I'm not gonna play that because I bet you Will Smith will demonetize this live stream. But is that what you're talking about? I think he did a vlog of him going skydiving. I like that one. Brad Kempton. What's up? Shout out Brad Kempton. He's a Patreon member. I personally don't think season 8 was as horrible as the internet makes it out to be. Yes, I was disappointed that they dropped so many plot lines. Yeah, it's like, I think the biggest thing, the hardest thing for everyone to realize is that even if you hated it, the reason why you hate it is because you loved it. It's easier to be a shitty person in a breakup. So everybody says Game of Thrones is season 8 was like the bad boyfriend. And then the bad boyfriend comes back when House of the Dragon comes out. No, you're the bad boyfriend. House of the Dragon season 1, Game of Thrones season 8 is the responsible, mature person. They ended it. It's over. It's done. They walked away. We're everyone who bashes Game of Thrones season 8 and the finale and all of that shit. You're the abusive ex who keeps calling when they get drunk and say, "Hey, babe, I'm horny. Come over." We're them, not HBO or House of the Dragon. They're moving forward by giving us more content, right? They're getting over us by getting under someone else, right? That's what the fuck is going on. It drives me nuts when I see people saying that. So crazy. It doesn't affect nobody. It's over. You think the actors, regardless of what they liked or hated about the show, you think they enjoy people still talking shit about it? No, it's abusive. It probably turns new fans off from the show because any sort of insight they might want into it, it's filled with toxic nonsense. And I'm not gatekeeping it. I'm actually doing the opposite of that. I'm saying, no, allow for it. But you have to realize you're the problem, right? You can still do it. You can still talk all the shit you want to. You can still put out whatever kind of shit you want to, but just realize that you're part of the problem that you're bitching about. It's silly. I don't understand that. I saw the comments saying like, one of the top comments on this fucking video on the House of the Dragon teaser trailer was like, Game of Thrones is like a bad ex-boyfriend or whatever. I'll look at my comments. I got no votes. That's funny. But yeah, you just see like 200 years before the worst finale ever? Bitch, who the fuck are you? Oh, you're a YouTuber. Oh my god. Who the like seriously though, but like who gives a shit? Whatever. You're allowed to do that. I'm definitely not trying to gatekeep it. You can do whatever you want, but just realize that if you're trying to say Game of Thrones and HBO's abusive ex-boyfriend for making a new show, actually no, they're moving on. House of the Dragon is the new and improved boyfriend. Like House of the Dragon is the one she tells you not to worry about. It's going to fucking blow your shit out. Like, bro, it's gonna break your back, ho. Like, no bullshit, right? Sort of like what I did to my girl last night. Get up and don't drink. No, I'm just kidding. Long nights. What up? Oh, fuck yeah. What's up, great area? You want to jump in this motherfucker with me? Come get on this live stream with me, girl. Make sure y'all go follow girl area. I love GOT season 6 very much. The Winds of Winter is literally my favorite episode of GOT and my favorite episode in the history of television. Well put. Do you have a picture that you want me to put on a t-shirt and we could sell t-shirts together? Let's do this, Divine. Let's do this. I got a logo that I think you could rock out. She does really good. Let me see if I can't find your Instagram. I'll share it. Make sure y'all go follow Area. I'm sure everybody watching this know who she is. The motherfucking queen. What the hell was that? What's your oh no, I remember it. Ink. Hey, yes, I found it. This person's awesome. All right. Hang on a second. Boom! There we go. All right. Yeah, make sure you go follow them. They do some fucking awesome images. And these are all done by hand. So it's really, really hard. This is probably my favorite one. Oh, of course it won't let me click on it because I'm not signed in. Big Lord of the Rings fan here. That's obviously whoa. What? Embarrassing. Hang on. My precious, you have drawn an image of me? I don't know. Everybody can do Smeagol. It's not as impressive as it used to be. Like when I did that shit in like 6th grade, people were like, "Oh my fucking god, bro, do it again." Now it's like, yeah, everybody can do it. Hell yeah. Taking care of them sickies. Nice. We've done some stuff a while back. Make sure you go type in Sir Hunt's Gray Area. I think we've actually collabed a few times. Once on my channel, once on her channel. Apologies, my lord. I've been away on the King's Road. I hope all is good in your realm. Yes, it is. Sick icon. Is that an Apache? Hell yeah. What's up, Luckman Daniels? If you're wondering what that little icon next to his name is, and he's going to type some emojis in the chat for y'all, he's got the all access, no ads no ads play on my videos because of how awesome he is. He paid $4.99 and he gets to watch my videos ad free. We like that goes directly to us. YouTube obviously takes 60% of our ad revenue off the top, but that is included in the ad revenue. So we do actually see that. And like I said, you get to watch all the videos with no ads. So that's awesome. Where can I follow this artist on Instagram? Here, I'll drop this link in the chat. I don't know if it's gonna work because it's from a PC. If you're on your phone, I don't know if the link will work. Oh, it's a Comanche, not an Apache. Okay. And actually, let me make Divine Sharika a mod so that way she can post links. Sorry, I have to do it on my phone. Won't let me do it from the StreamYard. All right. Where is it? What the fuck? Oh, there we go. All right, there we go. Perfect. All right, so just sort of getting back on track here. I wanted to play that fucking perfect mentality. Like, obviously, it's not perfect that you think it sucked, but that's whatever. But that's like the over it, right? So we got to move on. This is not this is not Star Wars after the prequels came out, right? or fucking what is sequels? I don't even know, man. The latest Star Wars is shit. Terrible. Not the Disney Plus shows, the fucking movies. The Force Awakens is one of my favorite Star Wars movies. Rogue One, best Star Wars movie, hands down. Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker. I wanted to step on him. I've never wanted to step on a non-fictional thing, but I actually walked out of the end. Like, there was 10 minutes left at the end of the fucking movie, and I just left. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't. I would never do that. I'm too cheap. But I'm not going to go see another one in theaters until they do a Darth Vader movie. Or if they do some shit on the Old Republic, because fuck yeah. I don't know. Traditional art is the best kind of art. Nothing against digital, but that traditional. Yes. And actually, to be completely fair, one of my favorite artists is a digital artist. But my two favorite other artists, Divine Sharika, and then also I do a bad job of linking this person. But when my green screen is down, you can see the image of Jon Snow and Daenerys, and it was a portrait. And I've actually met this person, and that's VK Cole Art, and I'm gonna link her stuff too. She's fucking awesome. She does like the same like hand drawn kind of stuff. Fucking amazing. These people, like I started to pick back up drawing, but it's like I don't even know how to describe it other than I'm lazy. Like, I'll draw something, I'll be like, oh, that looks good. Then I'll show it to my girlfriend and she'll be like, nice. And then I'm like, okay, well, this sucks. I spent all this time doing this and no one likes it. Art for me, because I had mentioned this the other day in the video that got deleted, but I think I like have like some sort of underlying depression. It may be bipolar. I don't know. I go through phases. I think everyone does. I think having kids, moving away, and then not being near anyone to help you. Like, me and my girlfriend are doing this by ourselves. Usually people probably have family that helps them and shit, but we're literally in the middle of nowhere. None of our family are near us. So I think all of that shit probably triggered it. Then obviously Game of Thrones ending. Then obviously my cat Anubis passing away. Then my cousin dying. All of that happening in a short period of time probably fucked me up mentally. But one of the things that I noticed with art is that it's like instant gratification. So if I painted something that I thought looked cool and I posted it online, people liked that. And that made me feel good, right? But then I realized that that was a cheapskate. And I'm not really dedicated to it, so I just kind of stopped, and that happens a lot. But anyway, go check out VK Cole Art because her shit is fire. Same with Divine Sharika. I don't know why I just went on that tangent, man. But yeah, let's get back on track. Nice. Thank you. Con of Thrones, I actually did this thing where, like, because you could put your description. I did King of the Leaks, something skateboard, something. So I can't remember what the fuck it was, but it was I thought it was pretty funny. All right, so back on track here. All right, so we got. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to show. So this is the House of the Dragon subreddit. There was a few posts that I wanted to directly address, and then I'll get the fuck out of here. Before I'm going to take questions from the chat first. But it was about Paula Fairfield and dragon noises. Here we go. This is from user Irby Loopy, and he says, does anyone know if Paula Fairfield would be a part of House of the Dragon? She was the sound designer for Drogon, Viserion, and Rhaegon. Now, Paula Fairfield, I have actually met. I posted an interview. Let's see. I think it should 100% still be up. There's no reason why it shouldn't be. Yes, it is. Okay. So I actually interviewed her And she didn't just do the voices for the dragons. She did the voices for the direwolves as well. And she has a really unique story that she talked about how one of her dogs passing away was used in like the Nymeria stuff. So this is actually in 4K. I uploaded this in 4K. But I took this video. This was for the Con of Thrones. Let's see. You guys can see that. This is the title of the video. Can you all see that? Yeah. All right. It was several years ago. But basically, she. Whoa! The hell? It's still moving slow. So this is the person that they're referring to. Paula Fairfield, I believe, is working on something else. I don't know if she is going to be on House of the Dragon. Hell yeah. Sanrixian too, I forget. Hell yeah, she's really good. I was watching her in live streams draw fucking live, like while it was happening. I'm like, holy shit, how the fuck are you that good? It's unfair that people are that good at certain things. And she's just like, and she's got her own style too, so they look uniquely hers. It's crazy. Mad props to people who can do that. I'm more of like a quick entertainment thing. So if I can do something that'll get me some attention quickly, like impressions or saying something funny, that's my style. But yeah, so Paula Fairfield, I don't know if she's gonna be working on this new series, but she puts in so much time and energy and effort into making like the sound designs and the scape to really teleport you into that fictional world that shows you, hey, this is what dragon wings sound like. This is what a screaming wolf would, right? So it's like they need her for the show. I don't know. I know there's several sound designers that have been listed, but I don't know. No. No. We already have a name picked out, but no. I tried. I will say that. Thank you, TJ. Thank you. Hell yeah. And I think Lord Crackhead 33 does live streams of drawing too. Like, don't you do comic book art drawings live? If I'm not mistaken. But yeah, besides VK Colart, Divine Sharika, and obviously Kieran Belshaw, who's the concept designer for Game of Thrones, he did the Dragon Pit, all of the most insane fucking scenes. Daenerys with the wings behind her, giving the speech in her final episode. He designed all of that shit. So those are my top three, right? And then also, I follow this dude Dave Raposa on Instagram, and I actually was signed up to his Patreon for a couple of months to like get all of the exclusive bonus shit that he would give through that. Let me see if I can't find a video of him on YouTube drawing. So he does. Oh yeah, he has a YouTube channel. Sweet. I didn't know that. He does this kind of shit. It's fucking dope. He does like Berserk, like old video game art, Solid Gear, Metal Gear Solid. Look at this. It's fucking dope. It's like digital, but it's also like still looks like watercolor at the same time. I don't know. Amazing. This is becoming an art stream. All right, let's get back on track here. Brad Kempton says, I really hope that the old man of the North, Cregan Stark, has a role in the first season and they make him as badass as he is in the books. Hell yes. The fact that we saw several different things that would lead you to believe that they're filming in the North, like the Weirwood Tree in the Godswood is something specific to a few different locations. None of them are King's Landing. None of them are the Red Keep Godswood, the Kingswood, right? So that heart tree is a great oak. So, you know, the Starks are everyone's favorite. I thought that it would be good to bring them in early on, but later in the season. So we get this, it'll be crazy. We'll get like 6 or 7 episodes of Game of Thrones prequel, right? House of the Dragon, and no Starks. We've never had anything like that. We have had a series where there's only one Targaryen. Everybody else is Stark Baratheon. The main characters, blah, 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 not Targaryens. This is the opposite of that. Every fucking character we're going to see at first is a Targaryen. So when the Starks are brought in, they're going to be even more popular, right? So Cregan Stark, Alice Snow, I think, like there's going to be so many badass fucking characters that are going to be brought in at the right time. So that's part of sort of relating to what I was saying earlier, where it's like we need to move on because this show is like this show is the new boyfriend that your ex-girlfriend's telling you not to worry, or other way around, whatever the fuck. What? Oh, I thought you said I thought you said Drogon taking Dany from the back. I was like, what? What the fuck kind of Rule 34 is that? If y'all don't know what Rule 34 is, it's like cartoon porn. Oh man. Brad Campton following up with that Lord Cregan Stark. He came down from the North when the kingdom was in total disarray and pretty much bitch slapped everybody back into order. Isn't he the one who's responsible for putting Corlys's head out on a spike? Not mistaken, he fucking yeah. But the problem with that is that doesn't happen until like the last season. That won't happen until the very end. Cregan, just to give a little bit of backdrop, is actually going through his own struggle in the North at this time. His uncle is being a fucking cunt. His uncle was ruling in his stead until Lord Cregan became of age. And then when Cregan does become of age, his uncle's supposed to hand over the reins to him, but he doesn't. Cregan has to kind of like make his own name. Eventually, he does become Lord of Winterfell. But that's that backstory should be laid early on. The groundwork for it should be laid early on. The next Game of Thrones book. So you're referring to Winds of Winter, and to that I will drop this because I just covered that the other day. Go ahead and put this in the chat. I'll drop this link in the chat. Go watch this. It's about 8 minutes. Hell yeah. So he's explaining how he got that cool ass icon and then also the emojis. So basically, I think you can go to let me see, I'll just pull it up. So you can go to Sir Hunt's YouTube, and then you click join. And when you click join, oh, it's actually only $1.99. So it's $1.99 a month for ad free. In Kingsguard, it's the $5.99. You get like when I start scheduling these live streams, especially when the show comes out, all of your questions for that gets put at the top. So if we have larger live streams where we have a couple hundred people watching us, it's going to be hard to get to the questions. So that's one of the perks is you get ad-free content, but then you also get to use emojis in the chat, your name highlighted, and then also your questions will get answered first. That's more so when we have hundreds of people watching or all right, so just to reiterate, I think that the House of the Dragon trailer will be out within the end of the year. It's already November. We're already almost halfway through the month of November. It's safe to say that by the end of this year, oh shit. Nice. My dude. Why can't I highlight that? He just became a member. Shout out and welcome. Oh, there we go. There we go. Nice. Nice. Yo. Do you think oh wait, already answered that. Got sidetracked. No. There was something that I was about to answer that was in the middle of a question. No problem. No problem. Thank you. Thank you. A lot of people tell me it's annoying. Well, not a lot of people, but there's always some comments like, "Oh my god, your voice is so annoying. Why do you yell into your mic?" I used to do headphone warnings. Maybe since I stopped doing that, people, stop realizing that. So yeah, so just to reiterate here, we'll be wrapping this mother sucker up. We've been live for about an hour. Let's see. We went over that article from Los Siete Reinos. They have completely finished filming in Spain and in Portugal. The fact that we are hearing rumors of them going on until January, like I said, is most likely just to keep it safe. So let's say they're filming, right? They're filming a scene. They like the way that scene looks. They want to use that sort of imagery again. They didn't get that shot. They now have to go back to the same location, use the same actors on location, and then reshoot it, right? That's what's going to take place until January. They may not actually need to do that. Post-production, CGI, all that extra good shit has been simultaneously being worked on while they've been filming this stuff outdoors. Even though we've seen a lot of information and a lot of pictures come out from these leaks that are happening outside in Monsanto, in Portugal, in partly in Linden, right? Even though we're seeing images of that outside, and it's a lot of it, they're filming even more indoors. So the last couple of seasons of Game of Thrones may have taken less time to film because there were fewer episodes, but the post-production definitely took a long fucking time, right? This show, they know that. They also know that this is the longest we've ever been without any Game of Thrones, so it kind of, regardless of how you felt about the ending, does kill the fandom because there's no new material coming out, no new content. There hasn't been any new Song of Ice and Fire books, right? So they want to try to get it done, not as quickly as, not like rushed, but as efficient, as thorough, and as quickly as possible, right? So they've obviously been working on multiple things at a time. So it's not just like they didn't start working on it until after they finished filming. They've been finalizing dragons. They've been going over CGI elements. Rhaenyra has had a shit ton of screen time for this first season. I think most of it, the older actress, Emma Darcy, all of her screen time is indoors, and that's probably because she's got a more hands-on role. She's probably filmed a bunch of scenes with her dragon. I would love to see Rhaenyra in the adaptation taking a more hands-on role, even though in the traditional sense she kind of does what rulers did at that time. You know what I mean? When she flies and takes King's Landing, that's pretty badass. I think they're going to give her more shit like that, and they could do that by giving her the role of other characters, either killing those characters off or just not having them cast and then amalgamating their roles into Rhaenyra's roles. Then, I mentioned what I thought would happen in the very first scene, not just in the first episode. I kind of talked about that a bit, but in the very first scene, we're going to see Daemon on Caraxes. We're not going to see Daemon yet. We'll just maybe get the back of him. The first shot of this series is going to be a dragon. It's going to be 100% a dragon. It's going to be a dragon flying on the beach of Dragonstone. We're going to hear their wings flapping. We're going to get these zoomed in, panned out shots. Like, it's going to look fucking amazing. It's going to be awe-inspiring, insanely immersive, and then the dragon's going to land, and that's when Daemon's going to hop down off the beach. He's going to meet up with Rhaenyra. She'll have a couple of Kingsguard off in the distance because obviously she's next in line for the Iron Throne, but for the most part, we're supposed to believe that the two of them are in seclusion, right? So these two, the two most powerful people in Westeros, right? There's several others that maybe have a similar amount of power, but ultimately their children are the one who sits the Iron Throne at the end of this fucking thing, right? So we have these two powerhouses meeting up on the beach in seclusion, and they're having this incestuous relationship that's sort of channeling the wrongness of Cersei and Jaime, but not really, right? Because their aunt, or sorry, their niece and uncle, right? So it's still fucked up. It's still crazy, but I don't know. I had mentioned this before. I think that that'll just be too many Targaryen boys, right? So we already have Aegon, we already have Aemon, we already are gonna have Helena. It's just gonna be maybe or maybe not. I don't know. I mean, it's possible. I think for the most part, the characters who are going to be seen and that have the most screen time have already been announced by HBO. Maybe we'll get a few more, but they've already announced so many. Those are probably going to be the people who have the most screen time, at the very least, in the first half of the season. So maybe if they're relating to release actors in more minor roles, or they could be leaving that open-ended because they may need to replace that actor later on if they have a bigger screen appearance. So if they have more lines of dialogue and the actor they originally cast to just sort of play a background doesn't carry a strong enough performance, all that's possible. And then the last thing was the dragon sounds. Paula Fairfield, we don't know if she's going to be working on the series, but I think that would be fucking amazing if HBO did bring her back. And I think she's actually working. Indeed. Just so many people with that color hair. And they all look similar. Do I think that Westworld will bring in more Game of Thrones dragons? I don't know. I didn't even finish the 3rd season of Westworld. All right. So this seems like a really good point to wrap this question up. Wrap this video up. I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you are watching this live, please do me a massive favor and slap a like on this video. Make sure you subscribe and turn your notifications on. I'm actually going to be doing another giveaway. If you want to know the winner of the last giveaway, go watch my video from yesterday. It's the brand video. But I still haven't been contacted by that person yet. So, I'll be announcing another one here. It's going to be sponsored by the YouTuber that you've seen in the chat. Let me highlight that real quick. Here he is. Addict Adam is going to be sponsoring that giveaway, and we're going to be giving away the Game of Thrones book series. More details, you got to watch. Stay tuned for my videos on that, but he's sponsoring it. He's going to be the one who's actually supplying the books for the winner of the contest. But all right, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Shout out to Lord Crackhead for becoming a member. Luckman Daniels is a member. And then every single member of my Patreon family over on patreon.com/SirHuntsReviews. Let's see, patrons. I need to give a shout out. It's so weird. The Patreon website is not user friendly. Maybe it's because I'm using Google Chrome. All right. So shout out to Joe Swag, Marilyn Miller, Nancy Toxstein, Roglane Ablar, Angie Delahanty, Rick Lacey, Leah Hendrickson, Bloody Tyrant, Damon Mayo, Nancy Loera, Reflective Rambling, Matt Vance, Rey de los Santos, Isaiah Nash, Jenny Explorers, and most recently, Bradley Kempton. Y'all are what makes these videos possible. Thank you all so fucking much for watching this live and for cheering me up. I want to thank you all so much for watching. My name is Mark, and this has been Sir Hunt's Long Night Reviews.